It's alright, it's okay. There's something to live for. Jesus told me so.
What's up, everybody? Back again with another quick video review, and this time I'm looking at this mouse. This is the Logitech Performance Mouse MX. This is the spiritual successor to the MX Revolution or Logitech Revolution mouse or whatever that was called. And I got it along with my keyboard. You can check out that other video. And I want to do a quick review of it. So let's launch into it. Okay, so first I want to launch into kind of what the mouse comes with. If you've seen my keyboard video, you'll know what this is. This is a Logitech unifying receiver. Basically what this does is if you have multiple Logitech products that use this technology, you have the one receiver in the computer. It's very slim. Sticks out about a couple millimeters from the USB port, and you can connect up to 6 of the qualifying Logitech devices. So as I have this keyboard and mouse now that both use this technology, it's kind of nice. The other cool thing about this is you can grab it, take it out of the computer, pop it in another one, and the sync devices you have with this will work in the other computer. So that's pretty cool. It cuts down on the amount of ports you're using for wireless devices. Now I know a lot of people use Bluetooth. I get some Bluetooth interference in my house. I have a lot of Bluetooth devices, but basically this works pretty well. I haven't had a double click. I haven't had any keystrokes or anything like that. And again, super slim, super nice, and it's a good move by Logitech. Again, if you've seen my keyboard video, you'll know what this is too. This is the USB charging cable. As this is a wireless mouse, you can recharge it either by taking out the battery. It is a rechargeable Eneloop battery, or by plugging this directly into the computer or a wall outlet. This effectively lets you, when your battery is dying, instead of the MX Revolution and you had to put it in a cradle, this can make your mouse wired. So it's not an ideal situation, but at the same time it is a very smart, nice decision made by Logitech. The contour here is very nice. It lets it sits in there, and it sits in there pretty well, and keeps it from, rubbing against your mouse pad or whatever you're doing. And it's also fairly long too. It also comes with this extension cable for the unifying receiver. I haven't really saw a need for it. The range on it's like about 30 feet, and the cable's pretty long too. However, if you want to get your receiver kind of away from the computer or hidden away, this is nice. It just sits there. The receiver pops in the USB port here, and you're good to go. Now, again, because this is wireless, this comes with a wall adapter, and it's pretty nice. It's pretty well made, a little chunky, but obviously just plug the USB in here. This end goes into the wall, and you're good to go. So if you're not near your computer and you need to charge it, this is your best bet to getting that done. Lastly, in terms of accessories, and this one's pretty nice, you get this really nice kind of faux leather bag. It's almost like a suede or a micro suede. But basically you can put all of those accessories in here. In fact, I have all of the accessories for the mouse and the keyboard in here. Plus my old receivers for my old mice. The mouse I'm keeping. The keyboard I'm probably going to give away. But you can pack everything in here, so if you are on the go, it's a nice, kind of stylish way to keep everything in order. So that is actually very surprising. This is a very expensive mouse, but it's, yeah, really great. Now onto the mouse itself. Like I said, this is a wireless mouse. Because of that, it does use batteries. This comes with Eneloop batteries, so if you look in here, pop this off. I have no fingernails, so pardon me. This is an Eneloop AA battery. I've had a couple of these, so I can just kind of pop it out and pop a fresh one in, and it'll work really good too. The good thing about the Eneloop batteries is that they will charge and maintain a charge for pretty much a year. So basically, say I leave this mouse for a year, I come back, it's going to have relatively the same battery level. A lot of other rechargeable batteries will have a discharge. You won't get that. Basically, the mouse, it's a pretty nice ergonomic feel. You have a rechargeable port up here, so essentially, you can just make it a wired mouse if the battery's running low. You have the MX Revolution had a infinite scroll wheel, and it was a smart scroll technology. So basically if you're scrolling, you get the normal scroll clicks, but on that, if you scroll really fast, it would change so that it would just infinitely scroll. Not infinitely, but it would scroll at a super fast rate, allowing you to get to the bottom of some, pretty long pages. On this one, and I don't know why they changed it, so you have to hit this button and then scroll. There's no way to do the smart shift. It's inside the mouse, how they changed it. It's a little annoying. I really like the smart shift technology, but this, I guess, works okay. The benefit you get from that is this is a much more sturdy scroll wheel, and not only that, you get this actual almost like analog stick left and right movement. On the other one, it was these clicks and you had to press it really hard and you didn't know if you were going to break it. This is very smooth, and it doesn't jut up against the left or right buttons at all. Now this mouse does have a couple other pretty useful buttons. Right here you have a back and forward button for navigating websites, as well as a zoom button. Now the nice thing is all Logitech products come with this kind of Setpoint software for the keyboard and mice, and it lets you kind of tweak what the buttons do and the sensitivity and all that kind of stuff. So for these, personally, I found the best thing I can do, especially since I'm sitting away from the keyboard half of the time, is I set the back button to copy, the front button to paste, and zoom just for enter. So I can be on a website that has a term that I want to just copy and paste real quick, just highlight it, boom, 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 done. You can do the same for the scroll wheel, set that to any keystroke assignment. They also have a couple different modes you can set it to, so that's pretty nice. But the really cool thing on this mouse is they got rid of the MX Revolution's secondary scroll wheel here, which was basically a task switcher. But they replaced it with this Omni button. If you can see right here, there's a little indicator. But when you naturally have your thumb in here, you just kind of press down with the thumb, and not really hard, and this whole thing is a button. And you can set that button to a keystroke assignment. It automatically is an application switcher. It brings up this nice UI with all your windows, and you can flip through it. But you can set this for anything, and it is a very natural design. So that's pretty nifty. Now, a really big thing with this mouse is the dark field technology, and that's why I kind of finally took the jump on this. Not only do you have the on-off switch here, I showed you the batteries under here, but here's your laser. Now, most mice use a just regular laser tracker, which is great, but it doesn't work on certain surfaces. Microsoft came out with a blue laser technology that tracks on a lot of shiny surfaces, kind of like this. But the one thing it couldn't overcome is glass. Now, I can't really show you here, but I have tested it. You can put this on a mirror, glass, your pants, whatever, any surface really, and this is going to track. And that's pretty crazy. It's a huge leap forward, for mouse tracking, and it's super accurate. I couldn't really ask for much better. Now, there's not going to be a lot of situations where I'm working on glass, but I know a lot of people have workstations where, they have a glass table, and it would be pretty convenient to use it. So this is really great and a huge boon for mice in general. Now, for comparison's sake, I have both mice here. This is, the new one, the Performance Mouse MX, and this is the MX Revolution. I kind of have to say that I prefer the contours and the design and just kind of the build and really the way it sits in my hand. Almost everything about the MX Revolution. That's why I'm holding on to it. I'm still not quite sure about this. It has a lot of benefits. It really does. The dark field technology, the unifying technology, this Omni button here. Those are all great things, but a couple nagging issues. I talked about the smart scroll technology. This isn't hooked up to the computer, but if it was, the Setpoint would let me just scroll this and it would infinitely scroll once I hit a certain speed in my scroll. I really wish this had that. I think the button here is kind of a step backward. Not only that, I did use this side scroll. And if you look here, there's enough space to have the button and the scroll. So I don't know why they really got rid of that. I know a lot of people probably didn't use it, but it was already there. The profile too, you probably can't tell it here, but when it's in your hand, it's pretty noticeable. This is thinner. My hand sits a lot more naturally in this than it does this. This feels a little bulky to me. This is just great. I mean, I love the design of this. It's sleek, it's curved, it's, you know, just a better design in general than this one. Not only that, you know, you have this zoom button here. On here, the zoom button was right here. I never used it. You can program that to whatever. So I programmed that to enter. But it makes for more room to travel to get to those forward back buttons, which again, since I programmed them to copy and paste, just lifted my thumb a little bit, I'm hitting zoom, which is enter for me. So I have to go copy, paste, zoom. It would be a little more natural if that button was above. On here, it was like the perfect distance. I just kind of flick my finger and it's copy, paste, copy, paste. So that said, you know, are either of these mice perfect? No. The MX Revolution as a mouse had a lot of problems, biggest of which was the charging. It doesn't have a removable battery. It charged in a cradle, so you couldn't use it if it was dead. And not only that, but after a while, the cradle would just kind of conk out. Mine's still kicking. I did a couple tweaks to it. But, you know, it kind of wears down. As you see, there's nothing here anymore. I have the mouse pads, but, you know, it's just a worn down, beat up mouse. But it's a great mouse. This one has a lot of great things. This doesn't have unifying. This one does. The dark field is phenomenal. The charging layout is phenomenal. The removable battery, although a little cumbersome, is great. You know, I like some of the design choices. But ultimately, if Logitech can go back to this design for the mouse, with some of these features, the scroll wheel and everything, but the form factor of this with some of the upgrades to this, they would have a perfect combination. Unfortunately, this has replaced this. I don't think they're going to take the step backward to this, and I think, you know, that might be a mistake. But, you know, that's how it is. But that's it. There's my review for the Logitech Performance Mouse MX, or whatever it's called. Like I said, solid mouse. Given that the MX Revolution is now, I guess, out of print, and you can find it for like $200 from some scalpers that, you know, kind of bought up the stock on it, this is a pretty good alternative at about $70. That said, if you have the MX Revolution and it works still, I'm not sure you want to upgrade to this. It is a kind of weird parallel universe version of the MX Revolution. But that said, I'm going to tinker around with it, play around with it. It's definitely a phenomenal mouse, kind of one of the top ones you can get right now. But it's got some weird things that I'm hoping I can kind of get used to. But either way, that's it for me. If you have any questions about this mouse or any of my other videos, send me a message, leave me a comment. But thanks again for watching, and I will catch you guys later.